Okay. Well, what about Christian ministers who support only man and woman marriages? Will they be forced to perform same sex marriages despite what they believe?
At this point, Terry, the court majority has said no, and the court minority says, amen, we hope that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
But the minority, the four judges who sat in the conference rooms and listened to the five majority judges talk, they're the ones who said, do not relax and take much comfort in what this majority opinion says in terms of its protection. But at least as of today, the court has said they will not compel a minister of any religious faith to perform any wedding for which he has some sort of religious objection. The particular
government ever abolishes tax exemption for some churches, how would that affect churches and church members?
Churches are exempt from paying income tax now on the donation dollars they receive, or any interest income or investment income that they might receive, and that'll change. Churches will now in the future have to pay income tax on any income, which may include the revenue of donations given to them. That could present an enormous tax bill to churches that until this time have been exempt from income taxation. But in addition to impacting the church organization and the church's budget with having to pay income taxes, many churches are also exempt. They also don't have to pay sales tax on their purchase. That could change, and they'll now have to pay sales tax on all regular purchases. And they are off real estate property taxes. If they own their property, they're exempted on the real estate property taxes, which could be thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars of additional taxes they would pay each year, depending on the county's assessment of the value of that property. And then the flip on the county's assessment of the value of that property. And then the flip side is donors are likely to lose the deductibility of their gifts, which will make it less easy for donors to give the money with some tax deduction helping to subsidize it. So faithful donors are going to give anyway, but they'll have less to give because the government will take it.
We just want clarification. We're running out of a little bit of our time right now. We're not saying that, well, as far as we're not arguing the case of whether or not this should or should not be, but I think that those churches and those denominations really do need to take this serious. They absolutely need to take this serious, or else they could be hit, as you indicated, and also Christian businesses with lawsuits.
Right.
We have Alicia Hensley here, and we can't cover all of this. This topic is exhaustive. Alicia, share with us the Sunshine Organization, what you're doing and what you propose to do to try to bring some clarity and some understanding and some insight to the public, and particularly to our religious leaders.
Okay. The Sunshine Organization was started in 2008 as an organizational development consulting firm. And what we try to do is help pastors and church leaders in the area of leadership development so that their organizations can be healthy, so that they can produce healthy members. And to bring clarity to this particular issue, we've partnered with the Source Connection and attorney Mike Whitehead so that pastors and church leaders that do not have access to legal counsel to come in at a discounted rate at $75 per person, and there are some discounts for group rates, to get your questions answered, to hear more of what you've heard today, and to get your questions answered, because I read the Facebook posts and I get emails and I just hear what people are saying, and their comments are all over the board. And anything that you don't understand, it brings fear. And so we're trying to minimize the fear and help people gain an understanding of what is happening, develop wisdom on how to apply different policies and procedures in their church, and to have the knowledge of what the Supreme Court have decided regarding the same-sex marriage. As Terry said, and as Mike said, we're not here to debate the issue if they were right or if they're wrong or what's happening. We're here to empower pastors and church leaders to be able to answer the call when needed, because as we've discussed here today, there are a lot of things that are coming down the pipeline, and they're going to impact us one way or the other.
Well, thank you. Now, you are having a workshop or a seminar with Mr. Whitehead, and when is that? When are we
It
having
is
it?
going to be September 12th, 2015. It is going to be at the Kauffman Foundation. It's a 4 hour seminar, and our format is going to be a lecture for an hour, questions for an hour, lecture for another hour, and then questions for another hour. So, what we're doing here is we're trying to get the information out there, get your questions answered, and also advise you on what the next steps should be for your ministry and your organization.